To the Shark Tank. Thank you for joining us today for our game between New Smyrna Beach High School and your Atlantic High School Sharks. And now the substitutes for the Cudas. Number 5, Powers. Number 3, Miller. Number 24, Van Ryder. Number 7, Giordano. Number 16, Cagle. Number 4, Graham. Number 22, Richards. Number 20, Meeks. Number 21, Schwab. Number 18, Monk. And number 0, Anderson. And now the starters for New Smyrna Sand Crabs. Number 1's Owens playing left field. Number 15, Devin Lambers playing catcher. Number 9, Dom Flacco playing center. Playing center field. Number 13, Liam Garvey pitching. Number 10, Andrew Shell playing first base. Tyler Baker, your DH. Number 8, Tyler West, third base. Number 6, Bryce Morgan, second base. And number 12, Tyler Frey, right field. Playing shortstop for the Sand Crabs is number 2, Carey. Your head coach, Hopkins, assistant coach, Morgan and Smith. And now, for your Atlantic High School Sharks. First, the substitutes. Number 13, Nate Savalas. Number 4, Mark Hansard. Number 27, Casey Dare. Number 7, Ben Hernandez. Number 25, Clayton Smith. Number 5, Jace Sherbert. Number 8, Austin Asbill. Number 21, Rico Sita. Number 28, Nelson Jones. Number 32, Kevin Gotera. Number 12, Lucas Strickland.
Hit the team song and then turn up the volume. Bring them out, bring them out. Wait, I'll tell you what.
And now your starter for your Atlantic High School Sharks. Number 2, Alex Turner. Number 1, KJ Myers. Number 23, Grant Clark. Number 14, Wyatt Holman. Number 3, Jake Hall. Number 10, Seth Jones. Number 6, Coleman Beardsley. Number 42, Matt Navarro. Number 9, Dominic Bruto. Pitching for the Sharks is number 24, Danny O'Brien. And your coaches for Atlantic, head coach Antoine Brown, assistant coach Michael Navarro.
Turn it off. All right, wait. Yeah, no.
And now standing for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the red
for the final time.
Bravo!
For the final time here, excuse me. For the final time of the regular season, the Atlantic High School varsity baseball team will take to the field at the Shark Tank to build momentum towards next week's district playoffs and send their 7 seniors out with a win. Today's opposition is the back half of a home-and-home series with the new Smyrna Beach Barracudas, who beat the Sharks on their own senior day just 6 days ago. Hello and a very warm welcome to this afternoon's broadcast of Atlantic High School baseball on MJT Sports Productions. My name is Michael Trumillo. Thank you so much for joining me as you have all season for the final regular season broadcast of the 2020-21 school year. Without further ado, let's get you right to the starting lineups. First for the visiting New Smyrna Beach Barracudas, Sean Owens leads off and plays left field. Davin Landers is the catcher batting second. Dom Flacco plays center field and bats third. Liam Garvey pitches and bats fourth. Andrew Schell is the first baseman batting sixth. Tyler Baker, the DH, batting seventh. Tyler West is at third base batting seventh. Bryce Morgan is at second batting eighth, and Tyler Fay is the right fielder batting ninth. The shortstop is Aiden Carey. And for the Atlantic Sharks, leading off playing right field is Alex Turner. The designated hitter batting second is KJ Myers. First baseman is Grant Clark. He bats third. Wyatt Holman is the fourth hitter. He plays second base. The shortstop batting fifth is Jake Hall. The catcher batting sixth is Seth Jones. The left fielder Coleman Beardsley bats eighth. Matt Navarro bats ninth. And Dominic Bruto is playing center field. Into the box to start the game for the New Smyrna Beach Barracudas is Sean Owens, the left fielder. He wears number 1. He's a left-hand hitter, very short left-hand hitter. For the Barracudas, wearing all red today. And the first pitch from O'Brien is a bunt down the left-hand line, and it's beautiful. It's a gorgeous bunt right in between the pitcher, catcher, and third baseman, and safely aboard with a base hit is O'Shawn Landers. Apologies if I am a little flustered opening up today because it is so windy here. It is hard to keep track of everything on the table in front of me, much less watch the game. Here's Davin Landers. And I'll look to get you player stats in a moment as O'Brien, who's a right-hand pitcher, deals a strike, and the throw down to second to catch the going Owens. Owens is safe, so he moves to second base with a steal. So, runner on second, nobody out here, top of the first. Landers is a .294 hitter, 51 at-bats, 4 runs scored, 15 hits, 10 RBIs, with 6 extra base hits. And the pitch comes high and tight, ball one, in the count 1-1. To Landers, who is the catcher for this New Smyrna Beach team. NSB is 12-7. They've won their last 2 games against Atlantic and East River. A swing and a miss in the count 1-2. But before that, the Barracudas had lost 5 in a row and were winless since the first week of April. And O'Brien, the submarine right-hander. Runner goes to third, swing and a chop foul outside of third. And so Owens will have to trot back to second. As I said before, it is a very windy day, and the wind is not consistent. It's gusting all left, right, and center. Going to be very difficult on fly balls for the fielders to judge. Runner on second, nobody out. A 2-strike count to Landers, and O'Brien trying to work out of it. I'll get you O'Brien's numbers in a moment. Up high and tight, and the count 2-2 to Landers. The pitching numbers for Danny O'Brien are as follows: a .368 ERA. He's 1-2 in 5 appearances with 1 save. Spinning a throw back to second, and Owens gets back in there safely. O'Brien has pitched 13 1/3 innings before today's start, has given up 19 hits, 12 runs, 7 earned, 4 walks, and struck out 8. And the righty deals. Breaking ball hammered to left field. There's a base hit on a line drive. Holding at third is Owens. So Landers is aboard with a base hit, and the Barracudas have runners on the corners. And nobody out here. In the first inning up comes the center fielder, Dom Flacco.
Now batting, number 9, Flacco.
Flacco, a left-hand hitter, wears number 9, plays center field, has a .381 batting average and 63 at-bats. He has 24 hits, 16 runs, and 11 RBIs, and a perfect chance to add to that with runners on the corners, nobody out here in the first. And righty to lefty O'Brien deals. Breaking ball misses low, and the count 1-0. As you hear the wind just whipping around here, another breaking ball outside corner, missed it. And the count is 2-0. Apologies for the slight technical difficulties we're having because of the wind here early on. And O'Brien deals 0-2. There's a strike on the outside corner. Excuse me, a 2-1 now. The Barracudas in a very fetching all red uniform, red caps, red jerseys, red pants. Looks a little bit like the Indians back in the 90s. Cudas in white text across the front and white numbers with black trim. And right now, Danny O'Brien is staring down a tough situation. Runners on the corners with nobody out. Spinning a throw back to first. Sliding back in safely is Landers. On deck is the pitcher Liam Garvey. And O'Brien deals. Breaking ball hammered right back up the middle. Caught at second, but it's through the middle. 1 run's gonna score. Holding at third, but the throw gets past third. But holding there is Landers. So Owens scores. And Flacco give him a single and an error. As
Now
that
batting,
ball
number 13, Garvey.
squeaked through the middle. And it is 1-0 New Smyrna Beach. And there's already a consultation between the players of Atlantic. No coaches involved out behind the mound, but all the infielders are out there. Oh, excuse me. I got it wrong. Lampers did score from first, so they scored 2. So now here is Liam Garvey. It's 2-0 Barracudas. Still nobody gone top of the first. Here's the pitch. Way outside, 1-0. Liam Garvey, a .321 hitter. In 53 at-bats, he's got 17 hits, 14 runs, and 12 RBIs in the dirt. The count 2-0. 2 in already in the inning, and Dom Flacco standing on first. The first 3 batters for the Barracudas have all gotten base hits. O'Brien winds and fires, swinging a chop into the Barracuda dugout in the count 1-1. O'Brien, the right-handed submarine pitcher to the right-hand hitter. Swing and a chop foul outside of third. So Flacco really on top of it, and he's pulling it. The last two have been chop foul third base line. O'Brien's still looking for his first out here. Catcher sets up outside. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a drive and a snag by Navarro at third. He's going to come home with it, and the runner is out at the plate. Excellent snag by Matt Navarro at third base, and he's going to be out. Dom Flacco, rather, is going to be out.
Number 10.
5-2. And there's one gone in the inning. Garvey does reach on the fielder's choice. So here's Andrew Schell, the first baseman. Schell, a .325 hitter, 40 at-bats, 13 hits, 10 runs scored, and 6 RBIs. 2 of those hits are doubles. A shorter right-hand hitter against the right-hand pitcher O'Brien. Man on first, 1 out, 2 in the inning already for New Smyrna Beach. Runner fakes going, and O'Brien steps off. Just 6 days ago, these two teams met on Senior Day for New Smyrna Beach up in New Smyrna, and the Barracudas prevailed 2-0. They've already got that much of a lead in the first third of an inning here. O'Brien deals. It's hit high in the air, but not deep. Down the third base line, drifting foul. Navarro comes over and misses it. So Andrew Schell gets away with one. And he'll be back at the plate. And it only goes for a high strike. And Matt Navarro, who made an excellent defensive play to get the first out of the inning, makes a little bit of a gaffe there, although it won't go in the scorebook. Catcher Jones sets up outside. A spin and a throwback to first back safely is Liam Garvey. But every batter so far for the Barracudas to put the ball in play, the only out on a fielder's choice, that sees Garvey at first. Garvey takes off and goes. Here's the throw. It's low, and Garvey's going to easily steal second without a throw. So now a runner on second, 1 out. And Andrew Schell facing a 2-1 count. O'Brien winds and fires. Swing and a miss. And it is 2-2 to the batter. Jammed up Schell low and inside. Did O'Brien. Schell choking up on the bat and Ray inside in the batter's box. And he hits it off the end of the bat foul straight back. And the count holds 2-2. The Sharks are having a pretty good run of their own in the month of April, as O'Brien's 2-2 is swung on and hit in the air to center. Moving over is Bruto. He makes the catch and fires in to hold Garvey at second.
Now batting number
So now there are
13,
two away.
Walker.
Atlantic record is 11-8. And after a big slump in the middle of the season, they've won 5 of their last 6 games, but their last 2 was a tie against Father Lopez that went 10 innings, and then, of course, the loss to New Smyrna. They've got one regular season game after this, do the Sharks. They have a rematch with Mainland, and the first of those games was heard right here last week. Breaking ball strike on the inside corner to the designated hitter, Tyler Baker. Baker, a .244 hitter. In 45 at-bats, he has 11 hits, 10 runs scored, 7 RBIs. Runner on second, 2 down. O'Brien deals. Breaking ball swung on and chopped towards second, and it takes a bad hop and gets off of the glove of Holman at second. A spin and a throw to third. And out at third is Liam Garvey. He got caught in two minds trying to steal home, had to dive back to the base when Holman threw him out, and he did get him. And that's the end of the first inning. So we have 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 error, 1 left on. And at the end of a half an inning, it is Barracudas 2, Sharks coming to bat. This is MJT Sports Productions broadcast of Atlantic Sharks baseball. Back at the Shark Tank here at Atlantic High School. Alex Turner leads off for the Sharks in the bottom of the first. The Sharks trail the new Smyrna Beach Barracudas 2-0. The pitcher for the Barracudas is Liam Garvey. In the first, Garvey was caught in two minds at third base and tagged out for the third out. Now he goes to pitch. He's a right-hand pitcher, very tall, very lanky. Here's the pitch. In on the hands, and Turner fouls it away. Turner is the batting average leader for the Atlantic Sharks. He bats a whopping .426, 61 at-bats, 26 hits, 20 runs scored, and 12 RBIs. And the 0-1, inside and low, 1-1. Here are the statistics on Liam Garvey on the mound. Garvey, a team low 1.44 ERA. He's 4-1 in 7 starts. Pitch, ground ball towards the second baseman. Coming across to grab it is the first baseman, Shell, and he flips it to Garvey. And there's one away. As I said, Garvey, a 1.44 ERA, 4-1 in 7 starts. He has a whopping 34 innings pitched, tied for the most on the team with Tyler Baker. He's given up 18 hits, 16 runs, 7 earned. Struck out 40 and walked 19. Here's KJ Myers, the left-handed hitter. KJ is the hot bat currently on this team, and he swings and hits it to the third baseman, West, who fields and fires, and there's 2 away.
Now batting, number 23, Grant Clark.
And here is Grant Clark, usually the designated hitter, but today Grant Clark playing first base in the attempts of Coach Antoine Brown to get all the seniors in the lineup. Pitch on the way to the left-handed hitter, and it's a wild pitch that gets to the backstop, but no harm, no foul, because nobody's on base. Nobody on, 2 out bottom of the first. Sharks trailed the New Smyrna Beach Barracudas 2-0. And Garvey deals. A fastball is hammered foul down the left field line. And the count is 1-1. Grant Clark, a .250 hitter. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a chip foul, and it is 1-2. A .250 hitter, 44 at-bats, 11 hits, 4 runs scored, 5 RBIs for Clark. And the 1-2 from Garvey is hit off the end of the bat, foul down the third base line. The count holds 1-2. Garvey has a very slow, elongated windup. He brings the ball all the way back behind his head with 2 hands and then sort of uncorks his entire body to levy the ball towards home plate. He's got a lot of speed. And he's kind of almost deceptively fast because of how slow his motion is. Swung on, chopped towards the third baseman. West fields, fires across the diamond in time. 1-2-3 go the Sharks. And at the end of an inning of play, it's Cudas 2, Sharks nothing. This is MJT Sports Productions broadcast of Atlantic Sharks baseball.
West.
Sharks nothing, Barracudas 2. We go to the top of the second here at the Shark Tank at Atlantic High School in Port Orange. A very windy, if otherwise beautiful afternoon. And the third baseman, Tyler West, who made 2 nice defensive plays in the bottom of the first, leads off. A right-hand hitter. He takes a strike on the outside corner. West is a 300 even hitter as he swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt, and the count 0-2. In 40 at-bats, he's got 12 hits, 13 runs scored, 6 RBIs. And O'Brien deals the 0-2 outside corner, 1-2. It was a tough inning for Danny O'Brien in the first, the senior pitcher on senior day. Here's the pitch. Swings and grounds it down the third base line. It will go foul, and the count holds 1-2. In the first inning, the Barracudas had 2 runs on 4 hits. There was 1 error, none left. And the Barracudas sent 6 to the plate. This is batter number 7 in their lineup, Tyler West, the first of 3 players named Tyler on the Barracuda roster. Tyler Baker was the first. In the last, he was the last batter of the first, inside 2-2. To Tyler West, who's the second, and then we'll have Tyler Fry, who's the right fielder who bats ninth. We'll see him in this inning. And the 2-2 from O'Brien is chopped out to the third baseline. It is through the hole, stopped up by Hall before it got to the outfield, but will still be a base hit. So the hitting train continues for New Smyrna Beach. That's their 5th hit of the ball game. And with 1 on and nobody out, here's Bryce Morgan. Morgan, the second baseman, is a .263 hitter. And the righty O'Brien deals, swing, and a chop back to the screen in the count 0-1. Morgan hits .263 in 38 at-bats. He's got 10 hits, 10 runs scored, and 8 RBIs. He's a shorter right-hand hitter, plays second base. And O'Brien deals, swing, and a grounder to short. Jake Hall fields, checks the runner at second, goes across the diamond to first in time. And there is one away, but Tyler West does advance. And now here's the 9-hole hitter, Tyler Fry, the left-handed hitting right fielder. Fry, a .244 hitter. In 45 at-bats, he's got 11 hits, 12 runs scored, and 16 RBIs. Runner on second, 1 down here in the second. Ground ball to the second base hole. Diving, stop by Holman. From his knees, he fires to first, but the throw is offline. So Fry has an infield single, and we're back to the top of the order with O'Shawn Owens, who bunted down the third base line as the leadoff batter and got a single his first time up. And he's got runners at the corners with 1 down here in the second, so the Barracudas threatening just as they did in the opening frame. Spinning a throw back to first from O'Brien. Sliding back in safely is Tyler Fry. We got the Tylers on the corners. Tyler Fry on first, Tyler West on third. And O'Shawn Owens, as we found out, very speedy left-hand hitter, is in the batter's box. I don't think he's going to bunt this time with runners on the corners. O'Brien throws to first again, and sliding in again safely is Morgan. Excuse me, is Fry. O'Brien's from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball is hammered to center field. That's going to get down in front of Dominic Bruto. 1 run scores, and being held at second is Tyler Fry. So Tyler West scores, Fry to second, and an RBI single for O'Shawn Owens. And it is 3-0 New Smyrna Beach. And here is Devin Landers. Landers singled and scored his first time up. He, along with O'Shawn Owens, were the 2 first-inning runs for the Barracudas. O'Brien steps off and forces Tyler Fry back to second without a throw. David Landers, a tall right-hand hitter. And O'Brien steps off and forces the runners back to their bases again. You can hear this. I'm sure you can hear this wind. It is just gusting every which way. The flag out in left center field is just straight, pointing in from center. Pitch, swing, and a miss, and a breaking ball that ended up down and in. 2 on, 1 out, 1 in the inning already for the Barracudas. Here's the pitch, swing and grounded towards the shortstop. Hall has trouble fielding it, fires to, doesn't fire to first. Everybody's safe. It's going to be an error. So Landers reaches on the error by Hall. And there are the bases loaded
Number 9, Flacco.
with 1 out in the second. And here is Dom Flacco, who singled, drove in the 2 runs in the first, reached third on an error, but was ended up getting thrown out at home. And again, the Atlantic Sharks convene at the mound for a chat. Want to get your business on the air in front of the Atlantic Sharks? If you would like to advertise as via MJT Sports Productions, the official internet radio partner of Atlantic High School, as a sponsor of Atlantic Athletics, please email AHS Athletic Director Tron Griffin at tdgriffy@volusia.k12.fl.us. That's TDGRIFFI at volusia.k12.fl.us. So Flacco, the left-handed hitting center fielder, stands in. And the first pitch to him from O'Brien is way upstairs in the count 1-0. We've only got today's game and then the opening round of the district tournament left as broadcasts for this school year. That game is next Wednesday as the Sharks host the Palatka Panthers. Pitch number 2 from O'Brien to Flacco is in the dirt, the count 0-2. That'll be our final broadcast of the school year, but if you want to get on board with sponsoring us for next season, the summer will be done before you know it, and we'll be back out at the football field. Pitch on the way, the 0-2, breaking ball low and outside, 3-0. So now the Barracudas are set up. It's a 3-0 count to Flacco, with the bases loaded and 1 man out. Here's the pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner. Flacco doesn't take the bat off his shoulder, and it's 3-1. And we've got 2 Sharks now warming up in the Atlantic bullpen. The 3-1 is low, ball 4, so walk in a run. Dom Flacco goes to first. Devin Landers goes to second. O'Shawn Owens goes to third. And walking in is Tyler Fry. And it is 4-0. Barracudas, and we will have, looks like a pitching change, and it will be. So I'll get to the final numbers on Danny O'Brien in a moment. So O'Brien goes an inning and a third, gives up 7 hits, 4 runs, and does not strike out anybody. And the bases will still be loaded when the new pitcher for Atlantic heads to the hill. And I am looking to see who that is. It looks like it's going to be Casey Dare. I will get you his numbers momentarily.
Now pitching, number 27, Casey.
Casey Dare has a 2.40 ERA. He's 1-1 in 6 appearances. Dare has 11 2/3 innings pitched, has given up 15 hits, 8 runs, 4 of them earned. Walked 5, struck out 4. As the official healthcare champion of Volusia County Schools, Advent Health is committed to providing championship caliber care. With 4 hospitals, 4 urgent care centers, and 6 sports medicine and rehab locations across Volusia County, Advent Health is here to keep your student athlete off the sidelines and get them back in the game. Visit adventhealth.com to learn more. We've got another switch
Now batting.
as
number
Jake Hall
13,
exits from
Garvey.
the shortstop position and Nate Savalas comes in. And back in at the plate now, here's Liam Garvey, the pitcher. First pitch from Dare. Breaking ball misses outside 1-0. It is 4-0 New Smyrna Beach Barracudas. They've got the bases loaded with one out here in the top of the second. Pitch, swing, and a liner foul down the third base line from the right-handed hitting Liam Garvey. So O'Shawn Owens is at third. Devin Landers is at second, and Dom Flacco is at third after drawing the walk that walked in the fourth Barracuda run. Pitch, high and away, and the count 2-1. Garvey in the first reached on a fielder's choice, stole second, went to third on the base hit by Tyler Baker as he hits it high in the air to left. Going back is Beardsley. He makes the catch. Tagging and scoring is O'Shawn Owens. So give Garvey a sacrifice fly and an RBI. And there are two away.
Now batting number 10, Stell.
And it is 5-0 New Smyrna Beach. And up to bat next is Andrew Shell, who popped out to center field his first time up. So now we've got runners at second and third as Landers moved to third, Flacco to second. On the sacrifice fly, it was only caught by Coleman Beardsley a couple of steps shy of the warning track out there in straightaway left. First pitch to the right-handed hitting Andrew Shell is low, and the count 1-1. Pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball outside. As Casey Dare is a tall left-handed pitcher, throws downhill with a lot of speed. Dare winds and fires. Just missed the outside corner. Dare sets and fires. Breaking ball misses high and away. A 2-ball count to Shell. Pitch on the way. Swing and a pop-up into right field. Going over is Turner. He makes the catch to end the inning. So they get 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 left. And at the end of an inning and a half, it's Barracudas 5, Sharks nothing. This is MJT Sports Productions broadcast of Atlantic Sharks baseball. Wyatt Holman leads off for the Sharks in a 5-0 hole to the New Smyrna Beach Barracudas. We are in the bottom of the second here on Senior Day at Atlantic High School. A very windy senior day it is. Holman, a .259 hitter. And he swings and misses at a slider down and away. And the count 0-1. .259 in 58 at-bats. He's got 15 hits, 10 runs scored, and 14 RBIs. He's been battling KJ Myers for the league, or the team lead rather, in RBIs all season. Pitch, swing and a miss, and a breaking ball in the dirt, the count 0-2. But Myers, in the last couple of games, has 3, so he has a 17-14 lead in that battle, with only today's game and one other game left before the playoffs. Garvey sets and fires the 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. Try to get him to chase at something in the dirt. Just threw it as hard as he could down in the zone. Pitch on the way. Swing and a pop up towards center field, but not that deep. It's going to be caught by the second baseman, Morgan. And there's one away.
Now batting, number 13.
And here is Nate Savalas. Nate Savalas already coming in to replace Jake Hall before he even got a chance to hit. Savalas a .261 hitter. And the first pitch from Liam Garvey is in tight and actually gets past the catcher, so it'll be 1-0. Savalas bats .261 in 46 at-bats. He's got 12 hits, 9 runs scored, and 5 RBIs. And he crowds the plate from his right-handed batter's box position. The pitch comes in low, and the count 2-0 to Savalas. Nate usually in the lineup. Was glossed over to start today's game, but now has come back in after only an inning. And it's low in the count 3-0. So the Sharks still looking for their first base runner here through an inning and a third. Pitch on the way, low, and a 4-pitch walk issued to Nate Savalas.
Now batting, number 10, Seth.
And
Jones.
the Sharks do in fact have their first base runner of the ball game. And here's the catcher, Seth Jones. Seth Jones, a .303 hitter. One of the better averages on this Sharks team in 66 at-bats. He's got 20 hits, 10 runs scored, and tied for second with 14 RBIs. Runner on first, one down. Sharks in a 5-0 hole here, bottom of the second. Swing and the pitch is on the way, and there's a strike on the outside corner with no swing. Big jump from Nate Savalas, but he trots back to first. Garvey spinning a throw back to first. And safely sliding back in is Savalas. I mentioned a couple of innings ago that the Barracuda uniforms remind me of the Indians in the late 80s and early 90s when they had all those all red strips. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Seth Jones. But what completes the look for the Barracudas is they've got that block C in red on the black caps that the Indians use. Spinning a throw back to first. Savalas back in safely. So they are the spitting image of those Indians teams. Garvey winds and fires. It's high. But still facing a 2-strike count is Seth Jones with a runner on first and one gone in the bottom of the second. Garvey winds and fires. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, ball in the dirt. And he's going to be called out on strike because first base wasn't open. First strikeout for any pitcher in the ball game. And there is two away, and here is Coleman Beardsley, the left fielder. Beardsley, only 6 plate appearances. He's got 1 hit, 3 runs scored, and 1 RBI. Mostly been used in pitch hit situations off the bench this season. Pitch on the inside corner, ball 1. The Sharks, I never mentioned, in white caps with black bills, white jerseys, white pants, black socks. Pitch high and outside, 2-0. Atlantic in black across the front with teal trim, black numbers teal trim, and black shoulders fading to white as it gets to the sleeves. Garvey struggling with command a little bit here in the second inning, and he spins and throws it back to first, and he got him! Nate Savalas caught stealing, and 1-2-3 once again. Go the Sharks as we head to the top of the third. It's Barracudas 5, Sharks nothing. This is MJT Sports Productions broadcast of Atlantic Sharks baseball. Tyler Baker leads off the top of the third inning for the new Smyrna Beach Barracudas. They lead the Atlantic Sharks 5-0. Casey Dare, the pitcher for the Sharks, out for his second inning of work, came in the middle of the second. Pitch from Dare is upstairs, and the count quickly 2-0 on Baker. Baker singled his first time up, but then was stranded at first when Liam Garvey was caught at third. Pitch, swing, and a grounder up the middle. Ranging over is Holman. It'll be a tough throw from his knees, and he got him. Excellent defensive play by Holman to range to his opposite side towards second base, and still on one knee, fire across on a hop to Clark to get the outs, and there's quickly one away, and that's the first time that the first batter of an inning has gotten out for the Barracudas. First pitch in to Tyler West. West singled to lead off the second inning and scored, and he takes a big cut and miss. Singled to lead off the inning, reached second on a fielder's choice, and then scored. Pitch Swinging a pop foul down the right field line. Chasing after it is Turner, but that will make the Sharks bullpen. The Barracudas, on the scheduling front, this is their last game of the regular season. They are set to play Melbourne. Swing and a foul, basically the exact same spot into the Sharks bullpen, and the count holds 1-2. So the Barracudas are set to play Melbourne in the first round of their district playoffs next week as well. 7 days from now, so they'll go next Thursday. Whereas the Sharks play their district game Wednesday. Away high and jumping to get it was Seth Jones, and the count is 2-2. Pretty nice crowd out here at the Shark Tank today, Thursday afternoon, supporting both clubs. Swinging a liner right back up the middle. There's a base hit into center field. So a second base hit by Tyler West has him aboard with one gone, and now here's Bryce Morgan, who grounded out to the shortstop. At that time it was Jake Hall. His first time up, and allowed Tyler West to go to second. And he is in a very similar situation with Tyler West on first and one gone here in the third. Pitch on the way from Dare. There's a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. And I'm crossing my fingers as I say this, that the wind has died down a little bit to the bearable levels. Here's the 0-1, away outside, 1-1. Spin and a throw back to first from the left-hander Dare, easily skipping back in without a slide is Tyler West. Swing and a miss, and a nice breaking ball down and away to the right-hander. And Brett Morgan now faces a two-strike count. It's 1-2. From the stretch, Dare deals away outside and high, and 2-2. West leads off first. Dare stares him down, now winds and fires. Breaking ball misses outside, and the count runs full 3-2 to Bryce Morgan. The 3-2 from Dare. Swing and a miss. Got him on the outside corner. And it's the first strikeout of the game for Atlantic pitching. And here's the 9-hole hitter up with 2 down, Tyler Fry. Fry singled and scored in the second, along with Tyler West, who's at first base, and O'Shawn Owens, who's now on deck. Fry, a left-hand hitter. And inside with the fastball for a strike comes Casey Dare, and the count 0-1. Not a cloud in the Thursday afternoon sky here on the east coast of Florida on this spring Thursday. It's a little cool. The time is called by the batter, Tyler Fry. The pitch from Dare, swing and a chopper foul outside of first. Nice snag by the first base coach for the Barracudas to keep that one from rolling all the way into the outfield. One and two the count to Tyler Fry. And Casey Dare a strike away from getting out of this inning with no damage. Pitch on the way, swinging a high pop back behind the plate that will make the seats. And the count holds 1-2. A new ball is produced from the pocket of the home plate umpire, handed to catcher Seth Jones and tossed back to Casey Dare. Dare wears number 27. As the wind picks up once again and threatens to blow us all away. Swing and a foul back to the screen. And the count once again holds 1-2 as Tyler Fry continues to battle with a runner on first and 2 gone here in the third. O'Shawn Owens comes behind the plate to collect. He's on deck for the Barracudas should they get there. Dare from the stretch deals in and out of the glove. The pitch is high. It was in and out of the glove of Seth Jones, and down to second with a stolen base goes Tyler West. And now a 2-2 count. Dare winds and fires, swing and a liner to left field. Turner tracking it, but it's going to drop in front of him. Rounding third and coming home. Here is the throw to the plate. It is not in time. The ball gets away from Jones and West goes to second. And Fry goes to second. But it's a base hit and an RBI for Tyler Fry. And it is 6-0 New Smyrna Beach.
Now batting number 1, Burns.
And O'Shawn Owens is up for his 3rd time in 3 innings. He's scored 2 runs. He's got 2 hits. And he bats with a runner on second and 2 gone here in the 3rd. Swing and a grounder to first. Easy pitch and easy grab and step on the bag for Clark, and that's the end of the inning. But 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left. And at the end of 2.5, it's the Barracudas 6, the Sharks nothing. This is Atlantic Sharks baseball on MJT Sports Productions. Coleman Beardsley will be in the batter's box to start the bottom of the 3rd for Atlantic, just as he was to end the bottom of the 2nd, because Nate Savalas got caught stealing to end the frame. I'll run through Beardsley's stats one more time. He only has 6 at-bats on the season, 1 hit, 3 runs scored, 1 RBI. And he takes a ball low to start the at-bat. The 1-0, swinging a foul over the Atlantic dugout in the count 1-1. To this point, Liam Garvey, the pitcher for the Barracudas, has faced the minimum as Beardsley deals high. And the count 2-1. the Sharks have been no-hit this season. It happened here at the Shark Tank as the pitch is low, 3-1 against Seabreeze. And where Colt Brown pitched a two-hitter. Oh, no, I was looking at the wrong Western. He did. He got a no-hitter, so Atlantic has been no-hit this season. Hopefully not going to want to do that here again. Here's the pitch. In there, strike three, got him looking. And it's the second straight strikeout for Liam Garvey as Beardsley down on strikes. Matt Navarra, the third baseman, is in to hit. Navarra, a 211 hitter, 57 at-bats, 12 hits, 8 runs scored, and 6 RBIs. A right-hand hitter facing the right-handed Liam Garvey. Garvey winds and fires in there for a strike. Big looping curveball catches the inside corner, and it's 1-2. Garvey into his long, lazy windup, and he deals. Swing and a grounder to third. Charging it is West. He fires across in time, and the third 5-3 put out of the game for the Barracudas means the 9-hitter Dominic Bruzzo comes up with two outs, and nobody on here in the third. And the Sharks in a 6-hole hole and facing a very strong pitching performance so far from Liam Garvey. Garvey winds and fires the first pitch to Brutto, breaking ball strike on the outside corner. There's a strike again, low and inside. Garvey deals in the dirt, and the count 1-2. Garvey is a commit to Santa Fe College up in Gainesville. So he'll head there after the season is over. And he winds and fires a long, lazy curveball, swing and a miss. Strike three called. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Sharks, and we head to the 4th inning. Barracudas 6 and the Sharks nothing. This is MJT Sports Productions broadcast of Atlantic Sharks baseball. Davin Landers leads off for the New Smyrna Beach Barracudas to start the 4th inning. New Smyrna Beach has a 6-0 lead over Atlantic. Casey Dare back on the hill for his 3rd inning of work, the left-hand hitter. And it's already the 3rd trip to the plate for Landers. Singled and scored in the 1st, reached on an error, was stranded at 3rd in the 2nd, and now here he is in the 4th. And Dare deals upstairs 1-0. This is not the Sharks' last contest of the regular season. They'll finish a home-and-home spat with Mainland. Swing and a long fly ball to left, and that will go foul. And it will just end up being a long strike. And the count 1-1. And that game tomorrow night for the Sharks. So no matter what the score, Antoine Brown's going to have to be careful with his pitching staff, as this is the 2nd of 3 games in 3 days for Atlantic. There's a base hit to center field from Landers.
Now batting number 9, Flacco.
And Dom Flacco is up for his 3rd attempt. Singled, reached 3rd on an error, and was caught trying to go home in the 1st. Walked, got to 2nd, and was stranded in the 2nd. He's a very tall left-hand hitter. He also plays center field. And it'll be lefty to lefty as the wind picks up once again. Dare with the windup and the pitch outside to the left-hand hitter, 1-0. From the stretch, a lazy toss to first from Casey Dare, just to try and keep Davin Landers in line. Dare fires, swinging a high pop to left field, tracking it down and making the catch is Coleman Beardsley, and he fires in to keep Landers at 1st.
Garvey.
And now here's the pitcher, Liam Garvey. Garvey reached on a fielder's choice in the 1st, stole 2nd, got to 3rd on the base hit by Tyler Baker. And then as he rounded 3rd, as a throw spin and throw back to 1st from Casey Dare, as he rounded 3rd to try and come home, he kind of slipped, was caught in 2 minds whether to go to home or back to 3rd, and was tagged out to end the 1st inning. Pitch on the way from Dare, swinging a grounder to 3rd, fielding and throwing to 2nd for 1, and that'll be it. So Devin Landers,
Number 10, Skell.
is out 5-4. And it's a fielder's choice for Liam Garvey. That's the 2nd time he's reached on a fielder's choice today. And here's Andrew Schell. He hasn't hit since the 1st inning. Well, he must have hit in the 2nd inning. I just didn't write down what he did, but he popped out to center in the 1st. That was the 2nd out of the 1st inning. And Dare deals outside corner strike. And Schell is not too pleased with that call. Dare, swing and hit off the end of the bat. It's down the right field line. It drops in fair territory right on the line. Stopping at 1st is Schell. Heading to 3rd is Garvey. He'll get there without a throw.
Now
Oh, then we're going to call it a
number
foul.
13, Baker.
They are going to call it a foul. I thought it was fair. Well, everybody else thought it was fair except the two people that count wearing the Navy shirts, the umpires. So it'll be a long and complicated strike, and Shell will head back to the plate, now with 2 strikes on it. Dare trying to get out of the inning. 1 on, 2 outs. Pitch. Swinging a line to left field. There's a base hit. Staying at second is Garvey. And Shell is aboard with another base knock.
Now batting number 14, Baker.
And Tyler Baker comes up for his 3rd at-bat. Baker singled in the first but was stranded there by the poor base running of Liam Garvey. Then he grounded out in the 3rd. Now he's up in the 4th. As this is the 5th batter of the inning with 2 gone and 2 on. And Dare deals low and outside 1-0. Baker, the designated hitter, batting for Aiden Carey, who's been playing shortstop for the Barracudas. Pitch on the way. Swinging a line to left field. Coming in and making the catch on a line is Coleman Beardsley, and that ends the inning. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. And at the end of 3.5 innings of play, it's 6-0 Barracudas. This is MJT Sports Productions' broadcast of Atlantic Sharks Baseball. Alex Turner leads off the bottom of the 4th for the Atlantic Sharks. First pitch on the way from Garvey, swinging a ground ball, base hit to left field, and the first hit of the game for Atlantic. As we welcome into the broadcast a man whose voice you have heard on every single broadcast we've done this season, but he's never actually been featured. It's public address announcer here at the Shark Tank, Mike Navarro. So again, I didn't have you up.
Oh, sorry about that. I'm glad to be here to join you.
Yeah, thank you. You're going to take us through some of the rest of the game here. You've been around this team all season, and you know their stories better than I, who's only been at a couple of select home games.
I've actually been with this group for 6 years now.
Yeah, I mean.
So I've watched it since the first base coach was playing.
I was going to say, so because your son is Michael Navarro, the first base coach.
Yes, sir. So.
And squaring to bunt, bunting it down the
A
third
good
base
bunt laid
line
down.
is Myers. And trying to go to third is Turner.
Nobody was at third on that
Nobody
play.
was at third base as the third baseman charged. So that is how you do a sacrifice bunt.
Right there is just standard Antoine Brown baseball. You know, he's going to make something happen when something doesn't look like anything's going to happen.
So now, with 1 gone on the 5-3 putout, The fourth 5-3 put out of the ball game for the Barracudas. Here's the left-handed hitting Grant Clark. Takes a pitch upstairs, and it's 1-0. Grant, usually the designated hitter, also does some pitching, but today over at first base in an attempt from Coach Brown to get all the seniors in on senior day. Here's a line drive, base hit to center field. Scoring is Turner, and holding at first is Clark. And the Sharks are on the board.
Grant's one of the seniors I've been around since he was 9 years old. He used to play for me on travel teams.
And he shows a very composed piece of hitting there.
Hang on, I'm working the scoreboard
Yeah,
at the same
yeah,
time.
no. Now you know how it feels.
I know.
Gotta run the live stream and talk at the same time as the coaching staff for the Barracudas goes out there to have a chat. And you mentioned that you've been with this group, a lot of them, since, for 6-7 years and been around for quite a bit. I'm sure you've got plenty of great stories about these kids on and off the field.
Oh, Grant is going to Daytona State. He's been with me for about 9 years old. I think it was the first time I coached Grant. Always been a strong defensive first baseman, and his hitting has come better and better. Like as this season's gone on, he was struggling at the beginning of the year, and he's come on lately. Yeah,
down at the bottom of the order, as I recall, back at the beginning of the year, and now he's consistently in the top 4. First pitch is inside for a ball to Wyatt Holman. Holman has been a Rocket second base most of the season. Flied out to the second baseman his first time up, and now with a run in and a runner on and one out in the third. Atlantic trying to rally here to get back in this game down 6-1.
And like you said, Wyatt was the RBI leader for most of the season.
Yeah, only caught by KJ, and now here's a line drive to left field, diving and over the glove of Owens in left. Coming around second and heading to third is Grant Clark. He will stay there, and it's going to be a double. The ball gets away and heads to the backstop, but nobody will advance. So it is a double for Holman. Clark goes to third, and we should have had you on all season.
I don't know what's going on.
The bats have come alive for Atlantic as they have been eating Liam Garvey alive, who was perfect through 9 batters.
And he's got that 1.44 ERA. I mean, he's not giving up runs this year.
Yeah, I really love his fastball. He's tall, he's lanky, he gets his arm way up high and comes straight down with it.
And funny story with him, he's going to Santa Fe where Coach Antoine Brown played.
Mm-hmm. I thought Antoine was ERAU.
Before that, he was at Santa Fe. He started out at Santa Fe Community College.
Here's Nate Savalas with 2 on, 1 out, and Savalas lines one to right field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. 1 run scores. Holding up at third is Holman. So Clark is in. He is rewarded for his earlier RBI with a run himself. Savalas has an RBI single, and it is 6-2.
This game just took a tremendous turn, didn't it? It looked like it was going to be a sleeper, and now
here we are.
Yeah. Seth's a junior. He's got another year left after this year.
And he's been a great defensive catcher. I mean, and at this level, nobody is perfect. You get a lot of wild pitches, a lot of things up and out of the zone, and he consistently just dives left and right to save runs and keep people from advancing.
Especially on this field. This field has the biggest backstop I think I see in all the fields we go visit. I mean, a ball gets by a catcher, it's a run.
First pitch to Jones was down and away. And the count 1-0. And Garvey from the stretch deals. It's low 2-0. We saw this a little bit at the beginning of the last inning with Garvey's command just starting to go a tad bit. He was able to recover, but I think now we're seeing the fruits of the Sharks staying patient.
Yeah, and they got somebody down there in the bullpen warming up for the Cudas.
Pitch on the way, and it's away outside, 3-0. The only base runner in the first 9 for the Sharks was Nate Savalas, who walked on 4 straight pitches and then was caught stealing to end the second. Jones struck out his first time up, and he's got a 3-0 advantage. Garvey winds and fires. There's a strike right down the middle, and not taking the bat off his shoulder is Jones. And another thing about this field that I've noticed is there are some wild hops, especially towards the middle infielders.
Yeah, this field is seen its days. You know, there's when you get out there and you look at this field, it's got some ups and downs all over the place.
Yeah, that's the joy of baseball, though. No field is the same dimensions or field, especially at this level. But I do love the fact that we've got the whole Toronto Blue Jays kind of only dirt around the bases kind of vibe going on. Upstairs, ball 4, and the second walk issued from Garvey means that there are bases juiced.
And this is going to be it for Liam as the coach is going out there to talk to him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And as we figure out who the next Barracuda batter is, I will
Barracuda pitcher.
The Barracuda pitcher is, thank you.
I think it's Tyler Baker.
I have to tell you that Advent Health is here for you and with you during every pitch, every home run, and every season to support you physically, mentally, and spiritually in this game called life. Advent Health is on your team. They're your biggest fan, and they're here to help you feel whole. Advent Health is a proud supporter of Volusia County School Athletics. Visit adventhealth.com to learn more. Do we know who the pitcher is?
Say, yep, it's Tyler Baker.
Tyler Baker.
So Kuda's using everybody they got to get through this
So
game.
he'll move from the designated hitter spot to pitcher.
And I think he's led the team, him and Liam have led the team in pitching,
Yeah,
haven't they?
both came into the game with 34 innings pitched. I will
Yeah.
look up right now for you the specific numbers for Baker.
He is a big left-hander, I'll tell you that.
And this team really has two pitchers.
Yep.
Because if we look at the innings pitched, we've got Garvey with 34, Baker with 34, and then a big drop-off to Aiden Van Ryder with 19.
Yeah.
So basically they've got two starters and then relievers.
You know, that's the way a lot of these teams are. I mean, arms are hard to come by. I mean, we're strong in relievers. Atlantic, I mean, you watch it, our relievers do a lot of the yeoman work.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, usually the starter will come in and pitch 2 or 3 innings, and then they'll, will kind of rotate through the bullpen. Austin Aspel has the most innings pitched for the Sharks this season.
And I think a lot of times he comes in, usually Grant starts, and he comes in as a starter role, and then Austin will take the majority of the inning.
So here is Coleman Beardsley.
And Coleman's he was on the injury list for most of the year. He's just coming back.
Yeah, as I said, only 6 at-bats before the game for Beardsley, but he's done a great job in left field today. There's a strike on the first pitch from Ty Baker.
And it's the same, like Danny came back from the injury list for this game, and Casey came back. So a lot of their seniors are just coming back.
And it's been a tough season for injuries for Atlantic. The tall lefty deals, swinging a foul back, straight back over the seats, and the count 0-2. Beardsley struck out his first time out looking, got jammed up on the inside corner. Big inning for Atlantic. 2 in already. They've dropped the gap to 6-2, and with 1 gone, they've got the bases loaded as a pitch way outside, looking for a chase, and won't find it from Coleman. And this is where you kind of have to just say, as a base coach, you've got to say, hey, swing away and try to get one to the outfield. Not much funny business you can do with bases loaded. Here's the pitch, and it's low, and the count 2-2. So we've got Seth Jones on first, Nate Savalas on second, Wyatt Holman at third. And Coleman Beardsley a chance for a big hit on senior day. Baker deals, low, ball 3, and the count runs full.
I want to say, a couple games ago, Coleman came in and got our RBI to win a game. We were in a tie game. I want to say, what was it, Pearson or?
It wasn't Pearson because we won that game handily.
Yeah.
And the 3-2,
Oh,
up
that's
high,
high.
ball 4, and walking in a run is Ty Baker. And now here is Matt Navarra with the bases loaded and still only one out. The Sharks have chopped the lead in half in this inning. It is 6-3.
All you want to do now is stay out of double play. Get runs in, keep moving them.
And something I've noticed this inning is the Sharks are hitting the ball hard in the gaps to right and left field. Nothing down the middle, nothing at the shortstop or the second baseman. And a strike at the knees to Navarra, who grounded out to third his first time up, but to be fair, who didn't.
Yeah.
4 of the first 9 outs were 5-3 putouts for the Barracudas. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball missed inside, and the count 1-1. Starting to get a little bit rowdy on the Atlantic bench here. Here's the pitch from Baker, swinging a grounder to second. On to second for 1. Oh, he stepped off the base. Are they gonna be, he's going to be out at second from all the way back here. He looks like he was off the base. But there is no play at first.
Why don't you stay out of that double play ball and get those runs in? We'll just keep the bats moving.
Beardsley is caught going. Navarro reaches on the fielder's choice. Nate Savala scores. Seth Jones moves to third. And it is 6-4, now 2 outs in the inning. And here's the 9-hole hitter, Dominic Brutto. As you may recall, if you've been with us the whole season, Brutto was the leadoff man for the first couple of games of the campaign, and he takes a strike on the inside corner, 0-1.
You'd like to see another triple out of him right now.
I mean,
you know.
That was a Jackie Robinson with those real deep professional distance fences, and he just knocked one over the left fielder's head. He's got the speed.
There you
chops
go.
it to third. Charging is West. He fires to first,
Safe.
and the first baseman drops it. Going to third is Matt Navarra. He is safe. And it's an error and an RBI for Dominic Brutto from the 9 spot.
And that's what they say. Dominic Brutto has speed, so they had to rush that play, and that's what happens when you rush play.
Yeah, that's the first error I've seen by Tyler West at third base. He's been solid, but that time he threw it just a little bit low, and Shell couldn't come up with it. Jones scores, and it is 6-5, 5 in the inning, and it's the second at-bat for Turner, and it hit him.
Oh.
And that one looked like it hurt because that was right in on the hands.
I think he'll take it. I think he'll be perfectly happy going to first base and taking that.
Yeah, I mean, now we're got bases loaded again.
And you got the RBI leader sitting there
with
at the bat.
Yeah, with
KJ Myers.
So we've got Navarra at third, Brutto at second, Turner at first, and KJ Myers, who had 17 RBIs coming into the game. A chance to really boost those numbers and give the Sharks the lead. 2 down, the 10th hitter of the inning for the Sharks. Pitch, swing, and a ground ball foul outside of third.
The only thing going against us right here is the lefty-on-lefty matchup. You know, and Tyler Baker's been strong against lefties.
And this is the pitcher that started the game 7 days ago when we were up in New Smyrna. Pitch missed with the breaking ball over Myers' head. He had to duck.
And that was a 2-hour rain delay in a pouring rain game.
Yeah, I remember seeing pictures of that game on Twitter, and I just said, man, I'm glad I'm not down there.
I think we got through 1 inning and then a 2-hour delay, and then we started again. And it was cold.
Yeah. But now it's a beautiful day. Here's the pitch. Outside corner ball. So 2-ball, 1-strike count to KJ Myers. Bases juiced. Turner at first. Brutto at second. Navarra at third. The pitch to Myers. Swing and a line drive right back into the glove. They're going to say it hit the ground before he caught it, but he flips it to first in time to end the inning. It's going to take me a while to tabulate these numbers, so I will get to that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, and 3 left, and we head to the 5th inning. It is 6-5. This game is tightened up nicely. It's Barracuda 6, Sharks 5. This is Atlantic Sharks Baseball on MJT Sports Productions. Austin Aspil is the new pitcher for the Atlantic Sharks here to start the 5th. They trailed the new Smyrna Beach Barracudas 6-5 after a 5 spot in the 4th for Atlantic. And Tyler West leads off, the right-hand hitter. Swing and a miss as Austin Aspil has the most innings pitched on the year for the Sharks. I'll get you his numbers momentarily. Aspil, 35 innings pitched, 44 hits, 21 runs, 11 earned, 8 walks, and a team-high 44 strikeouts. And the lefty deals, swinging a long fly ball to left field, and that one is going to be one hop and roll to the wall. Digging for second. Now he's going to look to third, but stop and go back to second with a stand-up double for Tyler West.
New Smyrna has hit the ball hard today. I will give you that.
Yeah, and it's been to the gaps.
Yeah. Luckily, a few of them have landed in gloves, but they have hit the ball hard.
But shockingly, that's the first extra base hit for the Barracudas today. But the leadoff man is on second, and here's Bryce Morgan. He's 0 for 2. One of the only 2 batters for the Barracudas that hasn't gotten on base yet. He's grounded out and struck out as Morgan. And Aspil deals. Morgan squares to bunt. Right back to the pitcher, Austin Aspil. He turns and fires to first in time. But advancing to third on the fielder's choice is Tyler West.
Now batting number 12.
Seems like they went back to bunting. Now you get it close to them. Now they're back to bunting, trying to get a rally going again.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it with O'Shawn Owens. First batter of the game just bunted it beautifully down the third baseline, and then nobody could do anything about it. He was aboard, and that really started that big first inning for the Barracudas.
Well, that's one of those you can't teach speed.
Swing and a miss, and a fastball up and in to Tyler Fry, the 9-hole hitter. 2 singles, scored in the second and was stranded in the third. And he's up with a runner on third and 1 away here in the 5th. Pitch inside and low.
I think they're all playing in to hold that run at third base.
Yeah, and I was about to ask you, like, you know, what do you do here if you've got this kind of situation in a tight game? Swing and a foul down the third baseline.
That's about it. You play in, you hope for a ground ball. I mean, we already had a guy throw out at home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Matt made the play at third and threw the guy out at home.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your hope right now.
And if the Sharks bats keep hopping, that could be the difference in the game.
Yes, sir.
Jones sits up outside. Aspil deals. Breaking ball fouled away.
Ooh.
He was lucky to catch up to that one. I always hated those when I was playing. Those breaking balls that look like they're going to just hit you in the face and then just cut right in the
yes,
strike
sir.
zone. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out swinging.
That's a big strikeout right there with that guy on third.
That is huge, and now there's 2 outs with a man on third, and here's the leadoff man, O'Shawn Owens. 2 singles, 2 runs scored, and a ground out to the first baseman in the third.
You get lucky here. You just took him away from bunting, you know.
Yeah, because I mean, if you've got even if you held him, you've got runners on the corners. You have to bunt all day with 1 out.
That was a huge strikeout for them, Atlantic.
Well, Owens, despite the bunt in the first, did put one right up the middle in the second. And there's a breaking ball, misses inside, 1-0. Asbill deals inside 2-0. He's really trying to jam up Owens there.
I think he's trying to get something to the right side to take away his speed. Because, he hit something to the left side, he's probably safe. Lefty batter coming out of that batter's box.
Pitch right down the middle, swing, and a chop foul right at home. And the count is 2-1. And it would be huge for the Sharks to get out of this one without surrendering a run and keep all that momentum from the 5-run fourth.
Every time you put runs up like that, you want to put a 0 in the next inning. That's how you get the momentum going.
Here's the pitch from Asbill, outside 3-1. And a nice snag by Seth Jones. We talked about that last inning to keep that one from going to the backstop.
I just don't think this is the guy you want to walk and put on. I mean, he's too fast.
Well, yeah, because he goes to second without a throw.
Yeah.
And then it's second and third with 2 outs and the top of the order up. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, fouled away.
Yeah, he chased that one.
Yeah, he was lucky to catch up to it, too. That was breaking hard down and away from the left-hand hitter. And now, Asbill is a strike away from getting out of the jam here.
And we're going to see what they're thinking right here. What are they going to – they've gone to breaking balls over and over again to him.
I don't know if you throw a fastball here or continue with the off-speed stuff. We shall see. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Swinging a line,
fastball.
A high drive to left, to right. It's over the head of Alex Turner and goes to the wall.
He is going to have a triple.
1 run scores, 2 runs scores. He almost thought about a triple and slides safely back into second with an RBI double.
Now batting number 15, Landers.
So 2 doubles in the inning. Tyler West scores, and it is 7-5, New Smyrna Beach.
I think he went to a fastball right there, right down the middle, and gave up on the breaking stuff.
If you want to throw a fastball on a 2-strike count like that, you got to have it on a corner somewhere. You can't let him get full contact. He showed that he's got speed, but he's also got power because that one hop to the wall.
Problem is you get yourself 3-2. You don't want to put him at second. But you did it anyway, but you don't want to put him at second base. So you gotta get towards the middle of the plate, and that's what happens. It's a bad count to get yourself in.
And here is Davin Landers. Landers singled and scored in the first, reached on an error, was stranded at third in the second, singled, and then was thrown out at second in the fourth, and he pops this one foul on the count 0-1.
Antoine's over there calling in the signs to the catcher right now.
Yeah. Here's the pitch. Swing and a grab ball foul. So quickly behind 0-2 is Landers. But at this level, how many pitchers call their own strikes, or how many catchers call their own pitches? I think it's more common for coaches to get involved with that.
It is. You see it a lot in the beginning of the games, but as the games get tighter, I mean, he starts reading swings and knows what to throw.
Catcher sets up outside, swing and a miss. Got him swinging on an outside breaking ball. And the Sharks get out of a jam. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left. And at the end of 4.5, it's 7-5 Barracudas in a high-scoring affair. This is MJT Sports Productions' broadcast of Atlantic Sharks baseball. Back at Atlantic High School, we go to the bottom of the 5th. Grant Clark leads off, and after a 5-run 4th, the Sharks are in it, down 7-5. My name is Michael Torello. Mike Navarra is joining me on commentary for this, the final regular season home game for Atlantic in the 2021 season. Bunted down the third baseline. That one will go foul.
I think Grant started off the rally last inning, didn't he?
He did indeed. Well, Alex led off with a base hit, but Grant really got it going by driving him in.
Yep.
And after the failed bunt attempt, it's 0-1. Ty Baker is still on the hill for the Barracudas. He's a left-hand pitcher. His breaking ball swing and a miss, and it's quickly 0-2.
Grant has that long loopy swing. He almost hits the catcher in the back of the head after the swing.
Shaking off the pitches, Baker now delivers the 0-2. Breaking ball, chopped to the first baseman, Shell, fields and steps on the bag, and there's one away.
Now batting, number 14, Wyatt.
Just had a little bit of trouble catching up to that breaking ball.
I think he was just hoping to fight that off.
Yeah, and here is Wyatt Holman, popped out to second in the second, then reached on a double, a 2 RBI double in the 4th, and scored. Part of that 5-run 4th for the Sharks. Nobody on, 1 out. Lefty to righty, here's the pitch, in there for a strike.
I think Tyler Baker settled in now.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough situation to come into because he kind of inherited the mess that Liam Garvey made. But he did come in. He walked Coleman Beardsley his first time up to walk in a run. But then he got Matt Navarra. Well, he got a runner. He got Beardsley. Here's a swing and a foul outside of first. He almost got Bruto except for an error. And then he got Myers to ground out. So he didn't actually give up a run while he was pitching except for that walk.
I think all the runs are charged to Liam, aren't they? Yeah.
So Baker, in a sense, has done his job. Swing and a miss. Got him swinging at a slow change-up outside, and there's quickly 2 away. And here is Nate Savalas. Savalas was the only person to reach base for the Sharks through their first 9 hitters. Reached on a walk in the second, but then was caught stealing. Then in the 4th, he singled and scored, part of that 5-run 4th. And he checks up, but the strike is still called by the umpire on a breaking ball outside, corner to the right-hand hitter.
Tyler likes his breaking stuff.
And a low, lazy swing on a pitch way outside, and it's quickly 0-2. Baker a pitch away from getting out of the inning. From the stretch, he deals. Line drive, base hit to center field. And the Sharks have life here in the 5th as Savalas gets on.
Savalas, the guy didn't start the game and comes in and...
Yeah, no, it was Jake Hall originally at short. Nate comes in, and
you never know what's going to happen, you know?
He's got 2 hits and a run scored, and potentially the start of a 2-out rally here in the 5th. Here's Seth Jones, reached on a walk in the 4th and ended up scoring, but struck out his first time up.
We were going into the 4th talking about no hitters.
Yeah, exactly. And how quickly the game can change. Pitch to Jones, swing and a miss. And the count 0-1. And in between innings, I gave my favorite quote. Well, that's baseball. You know, sometimes the wackiest things happen and you really have no control over it. Here's the 0-1. Well, Baker missed his spot, but Jones didn't take the bat off his shoulder. The ball goes right down the middle, and it's 0-2. trying to get out of the inning. Baker working quickly, and he steps off just as I say that and forces Holman back to first. No, excuse me, Savalas back to first.
Yeah, but he doesn't have much of a lead over there.
Pitch on the way, breaking ball misses outside, and the count 1-2.
I don't think with that lefty they want to take a chance of getting him picked off with 2 outs.
Yeah,
you know,
stealing second on a lefty pitcher is so difficult.
Especially right now, that's a solid hitter that you want him to put something in play, and Nate's fast. Hopefully he can get the third to get first and third.
Pitch on the way, swing, and a ground ball up the middle, off the pitcher's mound and into center field. Oh, it was a diving stab by the shortstop, but it gets away from him. And moving on to third is Nate Savalas. So you predicted it exactly. Base it up the middle. Savalas uses his speed to go to third.
Both these teams have been doing that all game, taking the extra base.
Yeah.
Makes exciting baseball.
Well, that time, if the ball doesn't pop out of Aiden Corey's glove, you got to think that Savalas stays at second, but you got to take advantage of a mishap. I don't think that's charged in error because he would have been safe at first anyway. There's no way he was going to make a play at first. But now, with runners on the corners and 2 down, here's Coleman Beardsley. Struck out his first time up in the third, then walked in the fourth to walk in a run. There's a pitch. Runner goes to second, and no throw is a stolen base for Seth Jones. And you had to know that was coming, too.
Defensive indifference. They knew what they were going to do. They were hoping to throw it to second and score from third. You know?
First and third, Antoine's going to send that guy from first. Doesn't matter what part of the game it's in and what the score is. It's one of those done deals. Pitch. Swing. And
catcher interference.
Yeah, you heard the little the click of metal on plastic.
What are we doing here?
As the umpire is going out to talk to the pitcher.
That was
it
not
obviously
catcher's
hit the catcher's mask.
He must have hit him on the backswing.
I'm not sure what the umpire went out to talk to the pitcher for.
I think it was giving the catcher a minute to catch his thoughts. And,
that hurts. I remember the last game I did here was the Mainland game. The umpire got hit by a backswing.
Yeah.
And we had to stop the game for about 5-6 minutes. Pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike on the outside corner.
That game we got a fan hit by a foul ball, too.
That was the game before. That was the game
before. Oh, that was the game before?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We've had some incidents over here.
It's been an interesting season, I'll tell you that much. Here's the 1-2. Strike 3, got him at the knees. Got him looking. And Beardsley goes down to end the frame. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. And at the end of 5 innings of play, it's 7-5 Barracudas back for the 6th in a moment. This is MJT Sports Productions broadcast of Atlantic Sharks baseball. One, two. Dom Flacco leads off for the New Smyrna Beach Barracudas here. We are in the 6th inning in a tight one. Cudas 7, Sharks 5 here on senior day at Atlantic High School. Austin Asbill on the mound trying to keep this just a 2-run game. And the first pitch to Flacco, he squares to bunt, and the breaking ball is low. And the count 0-1. Flacco, base hit, and was caught at home in the first. Walked and was stranded on second in the second. And he grounds that one fair under the glove of the first baseman and off the base. So Grant Clark, a little bit hard done there as there's a base hit for Flacco.
That right there's a hard play to make. You know, that ball hit that base hard.
And you almost half expect it to go foul, but you got to chase everything.
Yep.
Well, the opening runner is aboard yet again for New Smyrna Beach, and here is Liam Garvey, the starting pitcher. He's now the DH as he swapped places with Ty Baker. Swing and a miss, and a fastball down and in. And the count 1-0. But again, Grant Clark at first is a left-hander, so he's trying to reach across his body and snag that ball as it hits the base. Pitch. Ball low, and the count 1-1.
I think Austin's trying to stay low to get something to put on the ground.
Yeah, try to grab this double play here. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a grounder
Yeah,
through the left field hole and into left field past the shortstop. So a couple of quick base hits. And Barracudas have 2 on and nobody out. And here's Andrew Shell.
Now batting number 10, Stell.
He got his ground ball. It just went to where nobody was.
Yeah. And it's not really like you could have shifted to try and get the double play because he hit that opposite field. So here's Shell, hopped out in the first and got a base hit and was stranded on first in the fourth. 2 on, nobody out. He squares to bunt, pulls it back, ball in the dirt, count 1-0.
I think he was reading the defense right now. The coach was reading the defense. He squared the bunt and see what everybody does, then you know what you're going to do.
I mean, a good bunt here. Moves the runners up, and then there's only 1 out, if that. So it's not a bad idea. Squares the bunt again, does get it down the third base line. That's going to stay fair. Fielding and firing is Aspel in time to first to get the out.
Now batting
But the runners
number
do
14,
move up.
Baker.
Flacco to third, Garvey to second. So there's second and third and 1 gone, and here's Tyler Baker, the pitcher. Baker, who's been in since the middle of the fourth on the mound, started as the DH. Singled in the first, was stranded there, then grounded out to second and popped out to center in his second 2 appearances at the dish, and now has a chance to break this game open again with runners on second and third and only 1 down. First pitch from Asbill is outside. Sprawling to get it is Jones, and the count 1-0.
I don't think he's bunting here.
I don't think so either. First off, no offense to him, it doesn't look like the guy has that much speed on the base paths. And 2, if he pulls a bunt down the first base line, I mean, you might score a run. There's a breaking ball, misses outside, and it's 2-0. But then there's 2 outs, and that just puts all the pressure on Tyler Westers coming up behind you.
Yes, sir. It's, I think he's got too much power. He's going to try and put something in the outfield.
But Tyler West has arguably been the best offensive player for the Barracudas, and he's on deck. Pitch low, 3-0.
Ugh.
As the wind picks up again. West, and I'll get to his numbers when he gets to the plate, but he's scored 3 times. He's the only person, or he's one of only 2 people on the Barracudas to score more than once. The other one being the leadoff man, O'Shawn Owens. Here's the 3-0, way outside ball 4, 4-pitch walk to Tyler Baker from Austin Aspel, and the bases are loaded up with one man gone.
I didn't think he was going to give in on 3-0. He was going to, with the base open, first base open, you take it. You know, now you put yourself in a double play position.
And against somebody with that much power like Baker has, it's tough to say, oh, I'm just going to throw this one down the middle and get a strike, because he might turn on it.
I think he had the green light, was going to swing 3-0. So.
And now here's Tyler West. Singled and scored in the second, singled and scored in the third, and doubled and scored in the fifth. He's got the bases loaded and one man out. Pitch, swing, and a long fly ball to left. Coming in and making the catch is Beardsley. The runner comes home. It's a beautiful throw from Beardsley, and he's safe. Seth Jones tries to catch somebody else going, but everybody holds up. So tagging and scoring from third is Flacco.
That throw from Beardsley was on the line.
It was in time, on the line.
He jumped around the tag of Seth Jones. There's nothing you could do there.
Everybody else holds. Garvey at second and Baker at first. I mean, nothing else you could do if you're Beardsley. He's made a couple of big throws like that already tonight. And that one, inches away from getting the runner at home. And
I don't know who was that at third base. Who was that coming home from third base?
Don Flacco.
Man, he's you know, he could try out for the circus, man, the way he got around that tag.
First and second, 2 out. First pitch, swing and a miss by Bryce Morgan. Morgan 0 for 3. A grounder to short, a strikeout, and a grounder back to the pitcher in his 3 trips to the plate. It is 8-5 Barracudas. Pitch, swing and a grounder through the hole at short. Coming, oh no, they're not going to send Liam Garvey home. They're going to hold him at third. But a base hit for Bryce Morgan, and the bases are loaded once again.
12, Briggs.
And this is not what you wanted as an Atlantic team trying to get back in this game. You've had a great inning to get the game within 1 run, and now the Barracudas are chipping away at it and just starting to extend it again little by little.
1 run and bases loaded again.
This time there are 2 outs, though, and Asbill can end it with a strikeout here. It's the 9-hole hitter Tyler Fay, squares to bunt, pulls it back. There's a strike. Tyler Fry, excuse me. Fry singled and scored in the second, singled and was stranded at second in the third, and struck out in the fifth. And Asbill deals the 0-1 breaking ball strike on the inside corner, 0-2.
He did not look happy with that pitch.
No, and it's again that breaking ball that starts at about your eye level and just jolts down and in and ends up at your knees, and it's so tough to hit.
We've had a lot of stares at the umpire today from a lot of the players.
On both sides.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-2, swing and a laser beam into center field. There's a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes the second one. The throw to the plate is not in time. It's a 2 RBI single for Tyler Fry. Liam Garvey scores and Tyler Baker scores. And it is 10-5.
Coach Brown is on his way to the pitcher's mound.
Yeah, and tough one for Austin Asbill. He had such a good start, but it kind of fell apart for him here in the 6th. And we will have a new pitcher for the Atlantic Sharks, as Bryce Morgan. Did Morgan get to third? I think he held at second.
Yeah, I think he's at second.
And the top of the order coming up with O'Shawn Owens. If you're enjoying today's broadcast, be sure to hit the like button on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and share the broadcast with other Sharks fans by clicking share and retweet. Thank you for supporting MJT Sports Productions and Atlantic Baseball. And we've got one more game this season on MJT Sports Productions before we part ways for the summer. That'll be next Wednesday as the Palatka Panthers come to the Shark Tank. It's the first round of the district playoffs, and they can be heard right here on MJT Sports Productions. Top of the order for O'Shawn Owens. Austin Asbill stays in the game despite the visit from Antoine Brown. Asbill pitches, and the pitch is lifted high in the air in the infield, tracking it down, sliding and making the catch is Wyatt Holman to end the inning. But 3 runs on 5 hits and 2 left. And at the end of 6 innings of play, it's 10-5 Barracudas. This is MJT Sports Productions' broadcast of Atlantic Sharks baseball. Bottom 6 here at the Shark Tank. Sharks in a 10-5 hole after giving up a 3 spot in the 6th. And how quickly the game can change goes in both directions. Pitch on the way to Navarra, chops it back to the screen. And the count 0-1. The Sharks in the bottom of the 5th had 2 on, 2 out, and had Coleman Beardsley strike out looking to end the frame. At that point, they were only in a 2-run hole, and they give up 3 in the 6th. And a pitch is outside, the count 1-1 to Navarra.
Do they have another 5-run comeback in them?
I mean, it's very possible. They batted around +2 in the 4th.
Well, you got 6 outs to work with. You got to make them every one worth it.
Yep. Ty Baker deals to Navarra, swinging a second foul straight back off the end of the bat. There are 2 strikes. It's funny, the umpire had to turn to the Barracuda coach and ask what the count was. It's 2-2.
It's never a good sign.
No, not really. Here's the pitch. Swinging a chopper towards third. It'll go foul outside the third base. And it doesn't help that there is no scoreboard here, so the umpire's got to keep everything in his head. We've got to keep everything in our heads.
We figure out we start forgetting to announce people because the excitement starts in some innings. There is a
high fly ball to right, moving over and making the catch is Tyler Fry. And there is 1 away. And it's really tough because at the Shark Tank here, the sun sets behind the batter. So as the sun goes down, it makes it very difficult for the pitcher and the defense to try and make plays on pop-ups like that. And here's bottom of the order, Dominic Bruzzo. Struck out to end the 3rd, reached on an error in the 4th, and was stranded at 2nd. The sun pretty much straight back behind us at a 90-degree angle. Ground ball snagged by the pitcher.
Oh.
Baker to first. Easy put out. 1-3, and there's 2 away.
Number 2, Alex Turner.
We're back to the top of the order.
Yeah. And you half expect those to get through, and you have a single up the middle, but that's just great reaction time by Tyler Baker on the hill.
Yeah, it looked good off the bat for Dom.
Here's Alex Turner, the lefty. Breaking ball strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Grounded out in the first. Then reached, and there's a ground ball in the air, down the left field line. Fair ball down the line and gets away from the left fielder Owens, and it's going to be a standing double for Alex Turner with 2 outs.
Now batting, number 1, KJ.
For some reason, I thought he grounded that to the third
Yeah,
baseman, but
no.
it ended up going over the third baseman's head, and in Owens, who we know has got some speed, couldn't track it down.
I think that was right inside the line. That was like an inch or two from being foul.
Yeah, and we can't tell where the lines are here because we're right at ground level. Here's KJ Myers, runner on second with 2 down in the 6th. Sharks in a 5-run hole. Pitch on the way to Myers. There's a strike on the outside corner. And the count 0-1. And part of me thinks that the left fielder Owens was half expecting that to go foul, so he didn't really chase after it that hard. Here's the pitch. Myers, ground ball to the third baseman.
Why?
Fields and fires it to West, and is in time to end the frame. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and we go to the 7th inning. It's 10-5 Barracudas. This is MJT Sports Productions broadcast of Atlantic Sharks baseball. We have a new pitcher for the Atlantic Sharks to start off the 7th inning. It is junior Nelson Jones in 4 appearances. He has given up 1 hit, 3 runs, all earned, has walked 5 and struck out 1.
I think Nelson had elbow problems last year. He came back. He didn't pitch all last year, so he's making his way back.
And he's got a senior year ahead of him. I mean,
Yeah.
And somebody's going to come off the field.
Matt Navarro.
And Matt Navarro is going to come off the field.
I think it looks like Antoine's taking all the seniors off the field right now.
That is. Antoine's going to take all the seniors off. Standing ovation here at the Shark Tank. We're going to have some wholesale lineup changes. We'll try and get those in for you. As Navarro comes off.
Coleman Beardsley
Here's
just
Coleman
came off.
Beardsley comes off from left.
Alex Turner's now coming off.
Turner's coming in from right. And we're going to get a little bit of a 6-out glimpse of the future of Atlantic baseball. Something to look forward to next year.
Grant Clark's coming in.
Yep. And Coach Antoine Brown is standing just inside the first base line and giving a big handshake and a hug to all the seniors coming out. And we've got number 25, number 4.
Number 25 is Clayton Smith. Number 4 is Mark Hansard. And KJ Myers went from the DH.
To looks like left field.
And then we got Wyatt Holman coming in from second.
So as we try to keep up with all the defensive changes, Mark Hansard is now playing left field.
Lucas Strickland is now playing second base.
Lucas Strickland is playing second base for Holman. And KJ Myers is now in left. And pitching is Nelson Jones. As now we
Now
get to
batting, number 15,
the
Landers.
top of the 7. David Landers leads off for New Smyrna Beach. There's a strike to Nelson Jones. Landers singled and scored in the first, reached on an error and was stranded in the second. Singled and was caught on the base paths in the fourth and struck out in the fifth, and there's another strike in from Jones. Jones, a right-hand pitcher. And from the windup, he deals, swinging a high pop down the first baseline. Moving over and making the catch, a step from the wall.
That's Clayton Smith right there.
Clayton Smith coming on for
He was a
Grant Clark and playing first base.
he was JV the whole year. Came up last game. He played yesterday's game with Father Lopez. He came and played, and this is going to be the future. You've seen the future of Atlantic High School right here.
Yep. Something to look forward to for next year. Here's
Yep.
a line shot to left. KJ Myers gets under it and makes the catch. So 2 quick outs.
This is the fastest inning we've had.
Yeah, a pop to the first baseman and then a pop to the left fielder.
Now batting,
3
number
pitches, 2
13,
outs
Darby.
for Nelson Jones. That last batter was Dom Flacco, and here's Liam Garvey. Garvey reached on a fielder's choice in the first one, was thrown out at home. Popped out in the second, reached on a fielder's choice in the fourth, and was stranded in second. Then singled and scored in the sixth. And Jones deals. There's a strike.
Jones is like a straight over motion, doesn't he?
Yeah, he just comes right over the top. He's not the tallest guy in the world, so he's got to generate some power from somewhere. There's a strike on the inside
There you
corner,
go.
0-2. And I'll tell you what, he curls himself up like a spring and then just unleashes that power. But I will be interested to see how he works from the stretch in the future, because he's got a very long windup.
Oh.
Upstairs, almost caught Garvey, but it is going to be 1-2. And the pitch, swinging a high
Another
pop
pop-up.
on the infield. Moving over is the third baseman, and it's caught on a
double
hop.
catch.
Oh, he caught it. He dropped it, but then caught it again in midair. 1, 2, 3 go the Barracudas. We head to the bottom of the 7th. It's 10-5 New Smyrna Beach. This is MJT Sports Productions broadcast of Atlantic Sharks Baseball.
I had the JV on here.
Clayton Smith, who's taken over at first base, leads off for the Atlantic Sharks. Pitch on the way, swinging a ground ball foul outside of third. Hit that one very hard. Just couldn't straighten it out. Ty Baker on to finish the ball game. He will have a very impressive 4 2/3 innings of work so far, and no runs charged to his name because all 5 go against the starter Liam Garvey. Here's the 0-1, swing and a miss. Had a pitch at the knees, and it is 0-2. Smith hitting for Grant Clark. In on the hands, and the count 1-2. And this is an excellent test for some of these young guys here against a very talented high school pitcher in Baker. Pitch. In the dirt, squirts away from the catcher. It doesn't matter. It's just a ball with nobody on base, and the count is 2-2.
Yeah, it's high school level pitching they're going to get to see. I mean, they spent the whole year on JV.
Baker winds and fires, swing and a ground ball up the middle. Charging it is Corey. He fields and fires in time. And there is one away.
Next batting, Lucas Strickland. And Lucas could do nothing but hurt his batting average. He has one at bat for the Sharks this year in a game and has 1,000 batting average.
Yeah, every time I go to write my pregame shows and I say,
sir.
oh, who's got the best batting average, I always have to go, wait. That's not correct because he's only got one at bat. This is at bat number 2 for Strickland.
Yes, it is.
And he swings and misses at a high fastball outside in the count 0-1.
He said he got that at bat. He was throwing, I don't remember what game it was, but he said he closed his eyes and swung the bat.
Sometimes that's all you can do. Pitch on the way in the dirt, 1-1.
It was, I believe it was against Jones. It was a away game against Jones, and we were in the 7th inning. We were losing, and Lucas went in there to bat.
There's a strike in the count 1-1. You could hear the disappointment from the Atlantic bench. They are cheering and booing every pitch. And a ball low in the count 2-2. Pitch on the way, 2-2. Low and inside, and the count runs full to Strickland.
He can keep his batting average. One more ball, and he'll end the year on varsity with a 1,000 batting average.
How about that? Here's the 3-2. Swinging
Oh, wait.
line drive to left.
It's dropping.
It is dropping. It is in
It
there,
is
for,
in there for a base hit.
He's 2-2, and the Atlantic bench goes absolutely crazy. Everybody's up off their seat and dancing and shouting and high-fiving. A
1,000 batting average.
That's unbelievable. 2 for 2 on the season for Strickland, as he just loops a single into right field in between the center fielder, second baseman, and shortstop. And here's somebody who was still in the game, Nate Savalas.
Nate's a junior this year, so
Yeah.
he stayed in the game.
Singled and scored in the 4th, singled and was stranded at 3rd in the 5th for Savalas. And he didn't even start the game. He came in for Jake Hall after the 3rd inning. Pitch in on the hands.
Talking about Lucas. Lucas did a fine job pitching for JV this year. He
Another pitcher of the future potentially for the
Yeah.
Sharks on varsity.
I think it was 3-0, 4-0.
Pitch on the way, ground ball, ball in the dirt, and the count 2-1. And I'm sure that the coaching staff for New Smyrna don't want to pull Tyler Baker here in the 7th inning.
Now, there's no one down there in the bullpen, so I think it's
They're
Tyler
trusting
Baker's
him to
game.
go to the they'll go the rest of the way upstairs. It's 3-1.
Nate didn't like that pitch.
Now, he was looking to tee off on something up the middle. He's going to get another chance here with a 3-ball count. Pitch on the way. Swing and a line drive into left. Charging and making the catch is Owens, and he throws it back to keep Strickland at first.
Number 10, Seth Jones.
Hit that one hard, but basically right at O'Shawn Owens. And here is Seth Jones with one gone.
Two gone.
Two gone.
This is it. This is our last out.
And the last chance saloon for the Atlantic Sharks. Down 5, 1 on, 2 out in the 7th. Seth Jones, the junior catcher, is the last hope for the Sharks to keep this game alive. Pitch on the way, swinging a ground ball to 3rd.
Oh.
Picked up by West. He fires across the diamond
5-3
in
put out
time. Ball game over. Barracudas win it. They take this one 10 runs to 5. As everybody applauding the seniors here on Senior Day. And I know we have another broadcast coming up next week. But this does really kind of feel like the end of what has been a very fantastic year for me, starting all the way back in August with football and doing all the basketball and now the baseball as well. I can't thank Tron Griffin, the athletic director here at Atlantic High School, enough, as well as all the coaches from all the sports for being upright with information and talking to me throughout the year. And it's just been a great thing that we've got going here with MJT Sports Productions and Atlantic High School Sports. And I hope to be back in the fall to do it all over again with football when football season rolls around. We've got one more broadcast before we sign off for good. That is next Wednesday, the 26th, as the Sharks host the first round of the district playoffs. The Palatka Panthers come to call. You can find that broadcast right here on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube at MJT Sports Productions. Time of the ball game, 4:30. We'll be on the air about 10 minutes before that. So for myself, Michael Travillo, for Mike Navarro for joining me, thank him so much for joining me for a good portion of this ball game to talk about the Sharks and baseball in general. We are signing off from Atlantic High School. Once again, your final score, the New Smyrna Beach Barracudas 10, the Atlantic Sharks 5. Thank you very much for tuning in, and have a very pleasant good evening.